So again, this is the first edition of this seminar. So we will not waste too much time. We have various speakers who will speak and share their different experiences from how they got it, the journey so far, and how, to the point of getting to where they are today. So I will start by way of introduction. My name is Emmanuel Asubison. I'm from Cross River State. So I got my first degree and master's from the University of Calabar Chemistry Department. And of course, I had my PhD from the University of Munich in Germany. So I'm the moderator for this program. So, and then I'll go just very quickly with the introduction. Next on my list, we have Professor Wilfred Emory. You might not see his face now, but I guess when he's about to give his speech, you will all see him. Professor Emory is from Cross River State. He had his first degree and master's degree from the University of Calabar, and then moved to China for his PhD. So after his PhD, he started teaching in China. Uh, Currently, he's a professor of material science and engineering in Sichuan University of Science and Technology in China. Sichuan, yeah, University of Science and Technology, China. So he's a full professor there. So, Prof, we are happy to have you participate in this program. As a young person who started just like the way we are talking, so he grew through the ranks to where he is today. So he has a lot of things to share with us as a way of motivation and encouragement. So after Prof, we move straight to the only lady among the team that is putting this together, Madeline Odu. Madeline is in Abuja at the moment. She's the senior special assistant to the governor of Cross River State on media. So in fact, she was the one that called me and said, "Can we put up something for people with respect to this PTDF scholarship, so that people could benefit from our experience and things like this?" So when she spoke with me, I said, "Okay, let me call a few persons." Luckily, within the next 1 to 2 hours, I spoke with people. Everybody accepted to participate. So you could see the passion. She came with the passion that, okay, there are a lot of youth out there who want the information to see how they can also take advantage of the opportunities available. So immediately I called a few persons, everybody obliged, and today we are all here. So this thing from the day she came with the idea to today is not up to 4 days, and we all gather here to share experiences. So we are happy to have you, Madeline, and thank you again for bringing up this idea. So the next is Louis Hitler. Louis Hitler is Madeline is from Cross River State. Like I said, she is the SSA to the government. Louis is from Adamawa State. So he had his first degree from what we used to call those days Federal University of Technology, Yola. Today is Modibo Adamawa University. So after that, he came to University of Calabar for NYC, and then had his master's from China, then China to UK, and currently is back to Nigeria. Out of passion, he wants to contribute to the system. So, Liz, we are happy to have you as one of the initiator of the idea. Immediately, Martin called me. I put a call to him and then to Professor Mori, and we continued. We moved. So next is Tekubo Emmanuel Gbe. Emmanuel is from Benue State. He had his first degree in University of Calabar. He's a very young guy. Just after his first degree, moved straight to US for his PhD. He didn't bother doing masters or whatever. So he will tell us his experience, how he got through. So we are ready to learn from him as well. Like I said, he's a very young guy, like most of us here. So Bai is he's doing his PhD in computational and biophysical chemistry in the Clemson University of South Carolina. South Carolina, Clemson University at South Carolina, United States of America. So he's in the US from first degree straight to PhD. So he will share his experience with us. And then after this, we have Henry Edet. Henry had his first degree also from University of Calabar. He is from Akwa Ibom State. And then from University of Calabar moved to Currently is at the Technical University of Chile in South America. So Henry, we are happy to have you. You also share experience how he got to South America doing his PhD over there. Then next is Tom Smith Unimuke. Tom Smith had his BSc and- from the University of Calabar and currently is at the University of Sydney, Australia, where he's doing his PhD. And then finally we have Humphrey. Oh no, Humphrey is from Ebonyi State. So he did his masters in Germany through PTDF. And just the last PTDF that passed, Humphrey applied and also got his PhD. So he got masters through PTDF, currently on PhD through PTDF. So he will be speaking specifically on PTDF, how to go through the processes until you get selected. So with this, I'll just stop there for a brief introduction and then we'll continue as time progresses. So without wasting much time, we'll move to the next part of this. So the next will be an address from our very revered Professor Wilfred Hemori. So, Prof, we are happy to have you. If it's convenient, it's good you put on your camera so that people will see your face. Thank you. Over to you.
All right, my camera is on. Thank you very much, Emmanuel Bisong, for inviting me. Thank you also to other organizers and the people who have put themselves forward to speak to Nigerian youth on how to access scholarship opportunities. These are the kind of avenues that I enjoy speaking at because you reach directly to people who need information. So it's an honor to be here. I also want to appreciate the speakers from different parts of the world. I heard someone is from Australia and it's currently 3 a.m. So people have deprived themselves of sleep based on time zone to be here. So I urge the listeners to, get ready to learn. You are going to learn better from these people who are speaking because they are younger people. They have more updated knowledge on how to access scholarship opportunities. But for us, we also pass through these journeys. And I want to start by telling you that scholarship bodies are not looking for the perfect candidates. They are looking for the prepared candidates. So how do you move from being perfect? How do you move from having very good grades in school to making yourself the prepared candidates that the scholarship bodies are looking for? Some of us may have been seeing scholarship opportunities online when you're surfing the net or when you're on social media. You just scroll past and you tell yourself, this is not for me. Okay, so first, it's a thing of the mindset. If you want to land a scholarship, you need to believe you are qualified to land a scholarship. From there, you can now start preparing yourself towards accessing these scholarship opportunities. You must have also heard that Nigerians are among the most educated immigrant group in the United States. Sometimes I ask myself, when I hear Nigerians are among the most educated group, you ask yourself, who are these Nigerians? We must first remember that these Nigerians are people like you and I. They started from Nigeria, so they moved. That's why they are called immigrants. So what sets them apart from you and I is access to the right information, access to the right preparation methods, and access to the right opportunities. So that's what this program is about, giving you the right information, helping you prepare, and also pointing you to directions where you find the right opportunities. When you listen to the speaker speak, I believe you're going to learn a lot from them. My job is just to prepare your mind to what you're about to receive. I have had the opportunity of hearing their stories independently, and I'm really inspired by the steps these young men have taken to get to where they are. There are also women that I've also seen. I wonder why we did not bring women speakers also, apart from modeling. But I would have wanted women speakers also who have accessed scholarship opportunities to be able to share. Because trust me, most of the scholarships available now are even giving priority to women in diverse fields. They want women to come into women to take up these fields that originally dominated by men. So it's very important for our female listeners to key in and find ways by which they are able to enjoy the opportunities that are ahead of them. So I would say again, scholarship bodies are not looking for perfect candidates. Your GPA may be very high, but they are looking for people who show the potential to be future leaders. You may have very perfect GPAs. These GPAs will show that you are very brilliant, but they want to see who are the next generation of scientists we are going to pass the baton to. So you need to show them that you have the potential to be a future leader in your field. And this is where the interesting part comes in. For all scholarship opportunities, you are expected to write your essays, you are expected to write your research proposals, you are expected to write personal statements. It depends on whatever scholarship you're preparing for. This is where it becomes interesting. For Nigerians, we have a typical Nigerian story that wins any heart that listens to those stories. A typical Nigerian story is a story of survival. It's a story of passing through different constraints and then eventually making it. We all have that story as long as you're born in Nigeria. We all are from communities where we've struggled with having electricity, right? You can coin your personal statement or your motivation around the fact that you are from a community where you do not have energy supply whatsoever. But this is what you have been able to achieve. You can coin your story about trekking miles to get to access schools. So there are many Nigerian stories that these international organizations, international universities want to listen to. These stories are going to show them how resilient you are, how purposeful you are, and how result-oriented and goal-driven you are. So we have an advantage. What we see as our Nigerian story in the negative can be used to our advantage when we are applying for scholarship opportunities. So you need to, while you're listening to this, people, start thinking, which of my stories will be the most compelling? We all have stories to share. Which of my stories will be the most compelling? So that when someone reads my motivation, they are going to see me as someone who has passed through so many challenges and I've gotten to where I am. It gives them the idea that no obstacle is going to stop me from this point upward. So just listen, prepare your mind, prepare your pen and paper, and also prepare yourself, right? I know there are people on this platform who are hoping to land PhD scholarships. They finish their masters and hoping for PhD scholarships. And then there are those who have finished their bachelors and hoping for master scholarships. There are those who are about finishing their undergraduate program and seeing themselves as potential candidates for master's scholarships. So through all of these phases, there's the part where preparation comes in. Prepare your grades. Very important. Your grades are the first step to the door. It doesn't necessarily mean you should have a perfect score in school. Okay, I've seen people with second class lower land scholarships. It all depends on how you're able to prepare yourself and how you're able to tell your story. But the better your grades, the easier your opportunity is. Okay, so for those who are still in school, please take your studies seriously. Do not mix business with pleasure when you're in school. I'm not saying do not have a social life, but know your primary focus. Why am I in school? Make sure you ace those grades. Okay, start preparing yourself from now on. And I believe that while we listen to the other speakers that will come in, we are going to learn a lot from them. So I welcome you all to today's meeting, and I hope that we'll all learn and get the valuable knowledge to access those scholarships. I'm waiting patiently to hear all the testimonies that will come from maybe 12 months' time from now. So thank you very much for listening, and it's a pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you very much, Prof. And we are so happy for this very warm speech. So we move straight to the next person. So the only lady amongst us, so she will be the next person to speak, and then after that we move to Gbe. Please, we are almost 100 now, and more people are joining. We checking the chat box. We'll take comments or questions when that time comes. And also, where you need further contact, I will drop the various contacts that you need to keep in touch with before we end the program. So let's continue. So over to you, Madeline.
Thank you very much, Ima. Thank you, Professor Emori. I don't know, can you hear me?
Yes, very loud and clear.
Okay. Um, when I saw the topic, my name I was assigned to, I started laughing. I said, "Is this not sexist?" Well, that's fine. Professor Emori has brushed a bit on female young women taking advantage of these opportunities. I'll take myself as an example. The reason why I have not landed a scholarship is because hitherto, about 4 years or 5 years ago, when I had the opportunity to apply for a particular scholarship, I was afraid. I was just scared generally. Like, okay, as a young woman, you're going abroad, you wouldn't know what to meet out there. Uh, so many things, so many, even personal choices. I was like, the things I've been building here, something that I'm building, relationship and all of that. There were a lot of setbacks as to why I couldn't apply for a scholarship abroad. So I'm using my own personal experience now as a point to make to every other young woman out there that it is there is no limitation. Professor Mori has said that many scholarships even favors women these days because uh, they want this gender balance in most of these fields. Let it not be just about male dominance and all. They want gender balance. Women can compete uh, in most thriving fields. So this program, my speech today will be very short. It's just to encourage every young person out there that hence you are capable of thinking. Hence you have the ability to think, you have the ability to speak. Please, there is no limitation. You're a woman, it doesn't cost anything for you to aspire to be better and bigger than you already are. For you to aspire to go to heights. There is really no limitation for women. And this scholarship opportunity is for us to, is us to take advantage of. Um, Let me end by saying this. Whatever thing you're building out here, if it is worth it, it will be worthy of your advancement. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madeline, for that very short and touching story. I was just trying to reply to a few messages. I hear some people are still struggling to join. I don't know. I think it should be network from their side. Professor Mori, I don't know if you have time. NS from Italy was trying to chat me that many people are struggling to join. I don't know what could be the case. NS, are you here? Okay, if he's not here, I think somebody can reach out to him. And then it's still the same link we are using. Please share it to others for those who wish to join.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, NS, you are here. Okay, please, it's still the same link. You can share it to the people. I just forwarded it to you again. Okay, thank you. So we move straight to Tekubo Emmanuel Gbe, whom I told you guys during the introduction, moved from first degree to PhD in the US. So he'll be sharing his experience with us. So Gbe, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bison Emmanuel. Thank you all. It's my pleasure to be here to talk to you. So Bison, how many minutes do I have so that I will know?
I think 10 minutes is okay.
10 minutes is too small. Okay.
Do you
All
have
right.
PowerPoint? You prepare some
No,
slides.
I will just summarize. No problem.
But if you have some slide, no problem, you can share.
No, there is no problem. Okay. Thank you very much. And thank you very much, Professor Emory, it was nice listening to you speak when you talk about preparation. That was a very great way of starting this meeting. So I'm supposed to talk on studying in the United States of America, available scholarship pathway. That's my topic. So I will start by saying it's a little bit unfortunate that the United States of America is facing some immigration problem with the new administration, where Nigeria is placed as a country of particular concern. And as a result of that, they are no longer giving non-immigrant visa to people in Nigeria who are applying to come study here in the United States. It's very unfortunate, but it is what it is. And we're just praying and hoping that that will be lifted up very soon. But basically, the information I will be sharing can be used in any country as far as you looking for a scholarship. It's not necessary it must be in the United States. You can use the knowledge to apply to Canada, Australia, China, and other places too. So we start by saying, if I'm to limit it a little bit to United States and the available scholarship, basically, if you are here on a scholarship, you are either a graduate teaching assistant or a graduate research assistant. And if you are as a graduate teaching or graduate research assistant, what that means is either the state or the university is covering your living expenses in the United States. So you don't need to show any proof of funding when you get the scholarship to come over here. You just need to show I-20, which is the document the university here is going to give to you when you're going for your visa interview. So if there was no immigration problem, I would have said United States would even be the best option for anyone who is trying to look for scholarship, because the United States give you opportunity to move straight from undergrad to PhD. I emphasize that because if you come in here, most of the time, if you want to come here study masters, there are no funding, but there are a lot of funding available for people who want to come and study on a PhD basis. And what do you need to do? Just as Professor Wilfred stated clearly, it's your preparation that determines whether after graduating with a first class, you'll be in the United States or you'll be in China or you'll be in Germany. Graduating with a first class alone is not enough. Now, there are documents you need to prepare when you're looking forward to getting a scholarship. And this was what I did to get me a scholarship here. In my third year in University of Calabar, when Mr. Hitler Louis came back from China from his MSc, he was teaching in the class and he just made a statement that, are you guys aware that you can be studying and they are paying you? And that was the changing point. I was in Unica, a student. We didn't know you can be studying and they're paying you. So I became interested. I became very passionate to know what it means to be studying and they are paying you. That means the information you get alone is not enough. It's your mindset that change where you and what you do with the information. Just as Professor Wilfred said, you got prepared. So when Mr. Lewis just mentioned that in the class, immediately after class, I went to his office. That, sir, I'm interested to study and they should pay me when I'm studying. What do I need to do? So he now said, okay, if you want to do this, then there are documents you have to prepare. Prepare your CV. That is the first document you need to do if you want to study on scholarship any country. And then there is a difference between an academic CV, a work CV, and any other CV. I think Mr. Lewis will be talking on CV, so I will not go much on that, but I will just mention that if you want to get a scholarship, the first document you got prepared is your CV. And in this CV for studied, you will be like putting more things that put you an exceptional student other than putting your gender, I'm a male, I'm a female, I'm 21 years. These guys don't care about your age and all of those things. Or that really. They want to know, okay, you graduated this with this CGPA, you have a research experience. And this is where the problem comes most of the times when you're talking about undergrad and you mention research experience. Because it's very unfortunate that some universities in Nigeria, even till now, people graduate without knowing what is research. And then it becomes very difficult when you trying to guide them to see how they secure a scholarship. But the beauty of it is before you graduate at any university in Nigeria, you do what is called undergraduate research. So that your undergraduate research could be the first research experience you are having in your life. And that topic, at least you can put that in your CV as a research, like, or you can talk to your advisor in Nigeria where you guys can even publish. It's not recommended, but if at worst you can publish in a predatory journal and at least have that on your CV, that speak more volume than just your first class. And then you do some online courses and then you add in your CV. So that shows that you are prepared. Just as Prof mentioned, it's not just the first class. After the first class, will you be a leader in the future? What are those attributes in your CV that are pointing to the fact that in the nearest future, you are going to be a scientist, or you're going to be a leader, or you're going to be somebody who will be taking the world forward? So you have to prepare your academic CV, very important. And when you're preparing that, you can send to those who are in abroad already to help you look at it and see what that is. And then another thing, you write your statement of purpose. Professor Wilfred talked about that too. And then those who are still in school, I encourage you to make very good friends with your faculty members, your lecturers. Those people are not your enemies. They are your friends. If you are applying to a scholarship in any country, being it China, US, Canada, Australia, anywhere else, they ask for recommendation letters. These recommendation letters is an independent speech from your professor, vying for the fact that you are a good student. So if you do not have very good relationship with professors or lecturers in your department, there is just nobody. If you like have first class or 5.0 CGPA, there is no just professor that will want to pick his pen and write that you are a good student, except he has some personal relationship with you other than just coming to come teach you. So recommendation letter, and this is where most people, most students, when you're talking about them, they have a very big problem regarding recommendation letters, because throughout their stay in the university system, they do not have even their project supervisors, they are not friends with. So it's a very big challenge for those who, it's not that you should be sleeping in lecturer's house for female students that are on call, but you should set your boundary, but try to have a positive relationship with those lecturers so that when time comes for recommendation letter, they will be able to give you. For US, you need at least 3 recommendation letters from, most importantly, from those lecturers that taught you, because they taught you for like 4 years. So they can vow for your good character, your academic upbringing, and a lot of things that the graduate committee here will view to like give you the admission. So aside that, then there's a very important thing for United States. Like me, I was sending cold email. A cold email is a letter of intent you send to a professor where he's just chilling, like he just come back from office, and then you just read about his profile and you send in a letter that, hey, Professor Wilfred, this is me, final year student from University of Calabar, about to graduate in this so time, and I come across your profile on this, and I'm very interested in working with you. It's good you do a little research background on the professor so that when you're sending this email, you're not just sending a generic email. This will give you a heads up, because most professors will reply and have a Zoom meeting with you where you guys discuss. So in that regard, when you are even writing your statement of purpose, you can easily mention in your statement of purpose that in this university, you are interested to work with this professor and you have a correspondence with the professor. When the graduate school here are reviewing that letter or that statement of purpose, it gives them like an idea that, oh, this student is not just coming here. He know what he want to come and do. He's aware of the program, and yeah, it gives a lot of positive vibe for you. So while the code email, it's not compulsory, it's like a stepping stone. It's like a very good step to move. Like me, when I was coming here, I applied to over 15 schools, different schools. So if I apply to just one school and you say you did that, then your preparation is questionable because you have to know that it's either scholarship or scholarship. That was the stage I was. That anything I'm thinking other than scholarship, I'm not thinking. So I was always looking for opportunities to communicate with my friends who were also pursuing scholarship. That is another very vital point. Ernest Ekereke is on this call, is in Italy. Henry is in South America. Tom Smith, Australia, like a lot of them. So we're all like you carve a niche or you create a village of people with the same mindset that whenever both of you are talking, it's now become of, okay, this is what I want to do. You're not just talking about, oh, Arsenal must win Man U. No, that is not, at this point, that is not what you are more interested at. You are interested at your future and you got prepared for your future. So you have people of the same mindset that when you people are talking, you talk about things that promote you. So I now apply to about 15 universities, and it's very shocking that it's just 2 universities that gave me offer. Imagine if I applied to just 10 and these 2 that gave me were not out of it. So the bottom line is you have to be intentional about what you want to do. It's not just about attending webinars like this, but it's after attending the webinar like this, what do you do with the information that you get from this webinar? I think I was supposed to talk for just 10 minutes, but I'm going a little bit beyond my time. But we just encourage all of you to prepare your mindset that it's either scholarship or scholarship. United States might not be the best option now, but other continents, other countries are still doing very fine. And if you get a higher degree in those other countries, it's as well easy to come over here when this ban will be lifted up. So those who might be like discouraged that, oh, I must go to US, no, you must not go to US. You can start somewhere else and end up in US after your PhD or your master's. So I just encourage you all to prepare your document, let it be reviewed, let people review your document, talk to people of the same mindset, and by next time when we're having this webinar, you will be the one talking to the next people in Nigeria. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Bai. I really appreciate that very touching experience you have just shared. So very, very important. Form a village of the people with the same mindset. That is a very big take-home message that he has left for us. Form not just to go and argue about politicians on Facebook. Village of people of the same mindset. This is what landed almost 100% of us talking to you out there. And of course, when you have this opportunity, you don't need to call anybody to send you 1 million naira. You're just a millionaire overnight. You know, the motivation is there that there's need for you to capitalize on all these things. So then, thank you, Ben. We will come to Q&A session, but for now, let us proceed. After Ben, we have Henry in South America. Henry, are you here? Henry, are you here? At the moment, we have 100+ participants. So Ben made
Eh?
it. There's not just about
If they get
attending.
light now, my power bank is 58
Uh, not just attending.
from 30 something.
Oh my God. Not just attending a webinar, but there's need also for to do some things, to do some follow-up. We also make ourselves available as much as possible to be able to guide you beyond this, so that you have very good chances. Henry, are you here? Okay. If Henry is not ready, we will move to the PTDF guru, Humphrey. Oh no, Humphrey is from Ebonyi State. He's also a first-class material, and then he finished his masters through PTDF DAD scholarship.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. Okay, Henry is here. Let us listen to Henry before Humphrey. Henry, please go on.
Okay. Good afternoon. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. And thank you for the opportunity and thank you for having me. I would like to be granted the permission to share my screen. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Please go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, yes, you can share your PowerPoint. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So thank you very much. And thank you, Mr. Bason, Professor Mori, Gbe, Mr. Lewis, and everybody here present. My name is Henry Edet, and I'll be speaking on the importance of applying to grad school and studying abroad. And I appreciate Mr. Gbe. He did he gave a very wonderful explanation on the need to apply to other countries as well as preparing your documents. So first, Gbe has talked about considering other countries outside the US because majorly, I think every one of us would like to apply to the US or the G5 countries, which includes not just the US, we have Canada, we have Australia, we have New Zealand, we have the UK. But before I charge down, I would like to also hint you that these countries are not just the countries that offer fully funded scholarship. So you won't be limited to just applying to a few countries. We have other European countries, and we also have other countries, including outside the European continent, like South American continent, and we also have Asia. And the first speaker, Mr. Professor Mori, was speaking from China, or yes, so that means there's scholarship in China. And there's also scholarships in countries like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Singapore, Thailand, and Taiwan. Similarly, there are also scholarships in South America, like where I am, Chile and Brazil and other countries. So I'll drive you down and I'll also give you some testimonies as we proceed. So first, why graduate school? That is a very important question. So the first thing I think is as basic as we Africans or the general, or the first thing is to always obtain a degree. So after your secondary school, you have to obtain the degree in any career choice of yours. But after getting the basic bachelor's degree, the question lies in, do you want to further? Do you want to go to graduate school? Graduate school comprises of both the MSc and the PhD. And there are different reasons why you should apply for a graduate school. And there are also different, there are some people that also actually basically in Nigeria that after BSc, they choose to work. But there should be different motives for that. But if you want to go for graduate school, there are reasons should be like these are one of the reasons you should apply because it gives you advanced academic degree outside the bachelor's degree, and it gives you an opportunity to be specialized or be knowledgeable on a particular area of research. And it comprises of maybe exams, dissertations, and so forth and so forth. Don't be scared. Yes, if you have experience 5 years or 7 years in an undergraduate course, the PhD and the MSc combined sometimes might take you 5 years, sometimes might take you 4 years. So you're not spending longer years. And then we also have concerns why people don't apply for graduate schools, fear of being far away, maybe you don't want to leave Nigeria, the shores of Nigeria, or recognition of the degree. And will it hurt your US prospect? And sometimes you also have the what we call imposter syndrome. Some people are scared of leaving their country to study another country, feeling they don't know too much. It's not supposed to be so. So I would like to urge people here or participants that you shouldn't have any fear factor of traveling outside the country. Yes, I can attest that we Nigerians are very educated and our institutions back home there are doing well to a standard. And Professor Emery said that Nigeria are the most educated immigrants around the world, and I can concur to that. So these are reasons you should actually apply. You shouldn't be scared. And sometimes another fear of it might be language barriers, because if you look at the US and the Canada and countries like New Zealand and Australia, they are English-speaking countries. So people like to focus in these English-speaking countries, including the UK, and they try not to go to countries that have language barriers, like Italy speaks Italian language, Germany speaks German language, we in South America, Brazil speaks Spanish, Portuguese, while others speak Spanish. China speak Chinese, but can you survive in these countries? Yes, you can survive in these countries. Most programs in these countries are taught in English. Yes, so you have the opportunity to learn in English, even if this country speak their different or respective languages. So these are other reasons why you should consider other countries. And I would like to also say that there's importance of applying to other countries outside the US. I see it as a number game. While you're applying to the US, you can also apply to other countries as an alternative. So maybe you decide to apply to 50 or 60 schools in a year. Why not give the US the highest number, maybe 40, and split 20 applications across other countries so that you don't waste time, because they consider people that just left school. They shouldn't be many years in the difference between the year you graduated and the time you want to start a graduate school. That years gap always affects admission sometimes. So for personal and professional growth, you can just decide to start an MSc in China or start an MSc in South America and decide to move to the US for a PhD. You can cross country from one country to the other. Then it will also help you build professional connections across different continents. Yes, and it's important for researchers or graduate students to also have connections. Like we have people in different countries, like they were saying, you have somebody from South America, Australia. It's a group of like-minded that have gone applied to different countries and in different countries. So if I am here in Chile, I have somebody in Germany, I have somebody in the US. It's a result of all of us applying to different countries and seeing what the countries have to offer us. And basically, they offer us scholarships. So, and another reason people also actually apply for those top 5 countries is about permanent residency and the choice of staying. I was reading one of these travel agent stories, and she was saying that recently people that she has been trying to help go for graduate programs are focused in permanenting themselves without not even getting admission. Yes, everybody just want to ask after the MSc and the PhD, do I start working immediately? Do I become a citizen of this country? Do I get permanent residency and all sorts of things? They even consider mortgages, buying houses and buying cars. They have not even gotten admission. And I know traditionally as Nigerians, we always put money as a key factor of doing things. Because if you look at the financial aspect of these things, US pay better compared to others. And if you look at the opportunity for PR, US is also number 1. But does it stop you from getting PR or getting paid in other countries? No. No. So some countries offer residency and PR after PhD and postdoc. Yes. Not all, but some. But one thing is you have advantage of studying in a different country, and this gives you opportunity to leave or switch your country from the country that you were in to another. Yes, you can study in Chile and go for a PhD in another country or go for a postdoc in another country. You can also be in Chile to apply for a PR in another country. It's possible. And it gives you employers value global experience. Yes, because when you leave your country and come to other countries to study, and in terms of academic ranking, you see that the schools you are coming to study outside are ranked highly compared to the schools in Nigeria. When you are looking for jobs opportunities outside your country, it gives you an opportunity it gives you leverage to get these jobs. And then we also know that though the US have the best universities in the world, the UK and other countries, there are also top universities in Europe, Asia, and Latin America. Yes, there are also top universities there. The US have the Ivy League research universities and other categories of research that if you check the top 100, they dominate. But other countries also have universities at least in the top 500 or in the top 1,000. And many countries offer work-class programs with lower or no tuition fees, and they give you access to state-of-the-art facilities. You learn with the best mind, you learn in the best lab, you learn in the best environment. And it gives you international mobility with scholarship encouraging cross-border education. Like in here I am, we have what we call an exchange program in your 200 or 300 level after your compulsory first year of studying for your PhD or MSc. You can switch from your country to another country for an exchange program that takes you 6 months to do a research. So you pick a country, you look at what they are doing. If their research aligns with what you want to do or what you want to incorporate in yours, you can actually write to these institutions. You get funding from my institution and you go to this country to study. That is what we call cross-country border education or inter-exchange program or whatever. Yes. So you can be in Chile for 4 years, but because of this in the exchange program, you can visit other countries for your research. It's possible, not just in Chile, it can happen in other countries too. Then application process, I think the first 2-3 speakers have said the same thing. We have compulsory CV, we have the right statement of purpose. We talked about having strong recommendations from faculty members. We have sending emails, which is not mandatory, as I said. And we also have sometimes not compulsory, the English proficiency test. Yes, but sometimes you can actually use your institution's proficiency test. As far as you have studied and written in English, exams in English, you can get what we call English proficiency statement from your university, from the Office of the Registrar of University, and you can actually use it, and it can be waived. Yes, and people also consider reasons like this that for not applying, something like they don't have money to write English proficiency and they don't have money to pay application fee. They are in these situations or in these scenarios, you can apply for what we call waivers. They grant waivers to people that apply to institute or to graduate programs. You can get, sometimes they offer free application week, so you always have to pay attention to all these informations. So you have to stay woke. You don't just have to prepare. They say preparedness actually meets with opportunity. When you are prepared, you also have to get informations. You have to be online, not arguing politics or football, as they say. You have to be online, looking at opportunities, marking your calendar, following deadlines, and trying to submit applications on time, because it gives you opportunity to be admitted and be considered. Then we also have other popular destinations, which I have mentioned in the course of my conversation. I talked about Germany, I talked about France, I talked about China, I talked about Australia, we also have Netherlands, they speak Dutch though. We have Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Finland, we have Switzerland, and we have other countries, etc., etc. Then we also have Mexico, we have Egypt and Morocco. If you pay attention, you see that most Nigerians during the AFCON will complain that the government sent them to Russia and Morocco and abandoned them. It means that there is scholarships in those countries too. And we have Brazil, we have Saudi, we have Qatar. Then I presented some links here for you to try and check. We have Go Hero Education, we have that for Germany, we have Masters Portal, we have Scholarship Cafe. These are website that you can actually find a lot of scholarship opportunities across different countries. You just fill in some information, it will select based on your preference and what information is provided to it, and gives you institutions and programs that have your course of interest. And another thing you should also do is learn how to diversify. Diversify is, if I studied biochemistry, I'm a graduate of biochemistry, by the way, and I want to pursue an MSc. It's not compulsory that I do my MSc in biochemistry. You have to actually see a way of switching areas. Yes, it's not that you won't get in biochemistry, but if you have a little research experience and we can connect, maybe you can do an MSc in pharmaceutical sciences, you can do an MSc even in chemistry, of drug design, medicinal chemistry, etc. So you don't all actually focus on one area. You can just apply across different countries, different programs, and you can see if luck reaches you. And then this is Career Accelerator, and I'm trying to talk about the opportunities you can get after you get an MSc or a PhD outside the country. You become irresistible to employers. It is very difficult for you not to get employed. You gain access to international job markets. Yes, you leverage on post-study work visa. Some countries, after studying there, you are given post-study visa. That is, you are allowed to stay in this country to work for them. Then you can also leverage on value proposition. Yes, you have a lot of value to offer. Then these are real world testimonies, and most of these people are here in this meeting. It's just for me to give you share the experiences of some people that have traveled through scholarship, fully funded scholarship. They didn't pay, then their tuition fees waived. As we said, you are studying and they are being paid on monthly or weekly basis. Yes, they cater for everything you need. So from the motivation that they give to you, use it to pay your rent and live your life. But these people are basically paying you to get an advanced degree. They are paying you to build your life. So yeah, first the screen from the left side, you have Emma. Emma graduated from University of Adamawa. And yeah, that's where he had a BSc. He traveled to Saudi for his MSc. From there, he switched to the US. I talked about cross country. And we also have this guy, I think too, he was in China for his MSc from China. He switched to the US. And we have Innocent. Innocent is a very good friend of mine. He did his BSc in the University of Calabar. He left for PTDF at the UK. You see, the UK and Cologne, Germany. After studying the UK, he got another PhD opportunity from same PTDF to study in Germany. And I think Mr. Ernest is in this call. Ernest finished from University of Calabar. It's not only University of Calabar per se, because you see that Emma finished from University of Adamawa and I finished from Kotek. So because most people, University of Calabar, because a lot of us were situated in University of Calabar where we had our research lab. So Ernest finished from University of Calabar Mathematics and Statistics Department, and he is in Italy. Now, he had the Commonwealth Scholarship, I think, Erasmus Mundus, and Erasmus Mundus allows you to study across 2 or 3 different countries. Yeah, I think last year, around November, December, we had people that were studied that came from Erasmus Mundus. They came to Chile because their course is mineralogy, and Chile has a large number of minerals here. So they studied their first year in Croatia. They came here to Chile, and they are going for the last year. One is going to Greece and one is going to Germany. That one scholarship gave them opportunity to go to 3 different European countries. Excellent. So, and I think Ernest will leave it. He was in Italy, he's in Poland, he will leave to another country. So there's opportunities for you everywhere. If I left Italy and go to Poland and Poland to another country, it means all these countries are offering me scholarships. Yes, and not just institutional-based scholarship. There are other bodies that offers scholarships, just like the Erasmus Mundus, the Commonwealth. We have the PTDF, we have NPC from Nigeria, and etc. So that we have a lot of scholarship bodies that give scholarships. Then I also have here Tom Smith is a speaker, and we have Mr. Patrick Tom Smith. They finished from Unica, MSc, BSc, and they are in Australia doing very well. We have Muji. Muji finished from University in Ocean State, and she is in the US. And we have Mr. Bassi. He finished from Unical too, MSc, BSc, and he's in France for PTDF scholarship. And you could see the other slide. These are a group of Nigerians and other foreigners that are in Chile, South America. Yes, they are on a fully funded scholarships in Chile. So we have scholarship across different countries and different continents. Then on my next slide, we have women. I heard people talking about women in the the second speaker talked about women and spoke about women means like no, women also get scholarship. Buji is a female, and you can see 2 ladies here. We have Annie and Adana. They are ladies, they are Nigerians that came here to study for their PhD. So women are not left out in the game. And then we also have in China, Anna Imojara, we have Ima Basitom and Miracle Ogbogo, which are all in China. And finally, my slide, I have Olumide. He is in Brazil for a fully funded scholarship. So in conclusion, before I just say a little thing and close, internationally, these scholarships are given across different countries. Yes, in Europe, in even some countries in Africa, like South Africa, in Morocco, we have scholarships in South America, we have scholarships in New Zealand, Australia, and etc. But the most important thing, as everybody has said initially, is how prepared are you? Scholarship does not just award people that have the best CGPAs. Scholarship needs people to have experiences. Because sometimes may require job experience, sometimes may require research experience, sometimes you need to have a strong CV. CV means you have skills related to your course of study. You also have publications, basically most times related to your research interest. You also need to have understanding about the research you intend to go and pursue in the country that you of your choice. And also, as other speakers have said, that you need to learn how to write statement of purpose and strong recommendation letters. Yes, that is the heart of these things. You need to be able to fine-tune these stories, prepare yourself, fine-tune these stories, and also get you also need to get I think they will say it, or if they don't say it, your transcript ready from your institution. So you prepare the basic document and you try. And basically you have to apply the number game, and I said it too. The number game is you don't apply to 2 or 3 schools and expect you to get offer. You can hit one application and get an offer. But there is a need for you to apply large number. That is 50, 60, 70. I am in a group that is hosted by Dr. Uzma. I encourages people to apply to all the free institutions in China. I don't know the number of institutions in China. And he also talked over 1,000 code names because you need to get a response from the supervisor to get an acceptance letter before you apply to some scholarships in China. And why am I saying this? Is because it requires hard work, commitment, and perseverance. You have to persevere. You can try 1 year, you don't have an offer. You can try the second year, you don't have an offer. You can try the third, you don't have an offer. I'm not saying, and it's not something that is spiritual. Nobody's following you. So if you don't have an offer, nobody actually following you. It's not coming from your father's house. Though sometimes we might joke about that. But the truth is, scholarships are given to
Please,
people that God has.
Henry, please try and conclude so that we meet up with others. Thank you.
Okay. Scholarships are, in conclusion, scholarships are given to people that are qualified or merit it. I think that is where I'll close. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really that's quite touching, very very inspiring. So there are always take-home messages in all this. Please do not miss any part of it. So people have been asking questions, and we see that there's need for follow-up. So I was thinking, which number do I drop? Because everybody is busy, very busy. So Martin just suggested that we create a group and drop a WhatsApp, share a WhatsApp this thing for people to join so that we can jointly do a follow-up. So I've just posted the WhatsApp this thing. Just tap it and join the group because we are more than 120 people here. Then we'll be able to see how to do subsequent follow-up and assign people based on their need to various people who guide them. Thank you very much. So we move straight to Humphrey. Humphrey, again, just like Henry mentioned, like Innocent, finishes MSc here in Germany through PTDF. And the last PTDF he got again for his PhD. So he has very much experience to share. Also, I can add a bit because I'm also a product of that PTDF DAD. So Humphrey, over to you and please carry on.
So much, sir. Can you see me? Yeah, you can see me, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Because okay, that's fine. Good evening, all, and everyone that has spoken. Thank you so much for the. I don't think I have to say anything extra to what they have said, because Mr. Henry have said everything I want to say. So, but I will just add a few things about PTDF, Petroleum Technology Development Fund, and I was assigned to talk about how to successfully seek PTDF scholarship. So I believe that I'm talking mainly Nigerians, but I think uh, major people here are from University of Calabar, I guess. So I'm a graduate of Federal University of Technology. I studied petroleum in my bachelor's, and then I have a master's degree where I was in Nigeria before securing the scholarship. And then I would just turn a few things that I would say. Um, Majorly, one, if you're in competition with people from your state, and the scholarship students people are brought in two different categories. One, either you're selecting a seat a country, uh, uh, like a school in this country, Germany, France, China, and Malaysia. I think Brazil is included now, and then or you're moving to the United Kingdom. So for the MSc, my advice, I'll just go straight because I have them talk, and they have been indoctrinated by the Germans to always to time. So I'll try my best to stick to time. So major thing that is of a concern is that your XOP, it must be related to the oil and gas industry. So whatever you're going to write about, you're going to talk about, you should make sure that it's in line on how it's beneficial to the Nigerian government. So what will I do as an applicant? What I will do first is I will go and read up the PDF on objective, and then why was the scholarship first created? Why was it created at first? What was the purpose of the creation of the scholarship? So because if the purpose is if purpose is not clearly defined, abuse is inevitable. I'll first of all try to understand why, and then try to fit my criteria, because some people, I've seen people that I've had stories in panel interviews that you, of course, that the mission scholarship boost and support the oil and gas industry, and you come out to you start telling them about renewable energy. I've seen people that has gone to the panel interviews and they are asked something and they're talking about renewable energy, and at that point you already know that you have lost scholarship. People make mistake, on the background, this type information, you can actually get that, and then when you get to the scholarship, you can do what you major major thing is about passing the interview stage, because that criteria of relating to the oil and gas industry. And I would suggest that as many that are applying for the MSc scholarship, please make sure that you have everything that is required. If because everything that required counts mark, like your WAEC has a mark for it, your SOP has a mark for it, the interview has a mark for it, your publications, if you have a mark for it, your awards have a mark for it. So if you belong to a membership body, it has a mark. So our advice, because I got it at the second time of applying, so I didn't change anything from my SOP from the first time, just a few. And I make sure that I tick all the documents that are required. The other thing is that try to find out and meet up all the documents that are required. Then for the PhD, yes, I also applied for the PhD when I finished my master's program, and I got that scholarship last year. I wrote a research proposal, and my research proposal was also in line oil and gas industry. I developed a research topic about integration of blue hydrogen production into the Nigerian oil and gas system, a framework for carbon abatement and energy transition. So you see, I have an idea about renewable energy. I have an idea about energy transition. And of course, Nigeria is beginning to imbibe energy transition. And then I moved in how, okay, what is the gap? Conventional energy and renewable energy. And how do I merge it? So I brought that was my concept of writing my research proposal for the PhD. I figured out, okay, I have a background in petroleum engineering. I came here, did a master's in process and engineering. I understood differences between conventional and then I had to find a line. And then my thesis was on blue hydrogen, which like a line between conventional energy. You can see what's happening in Saudi Arabia, the Middle East. They invest in green hydrogen and hydrogen production. And of course, the Middle East, their major area of economic their major GDP, oil and gas, and then they are still investing in renewable. I picked up that line and I went to the panel interview. They gave me 5 minutes about my research proposal. I did that, and then they asked me the research proposal, and not just questions. I, of course, used ChatGPT write our research proposal and failed to read it and try to have in-depth knowledge about it. So they asked me in-depth knowledge about like things like types of hydrogen, what is the challenge of this proposal? How can it be implemented in Nigeria? I had to give it. And I asked them questions back because I tried to also show that, okay, what I've proposed, I want to see online. I asked them, okay, from my research proposal, what do you think it can be feasible in Nigeria? And everybody said, yeah, it's feasible. Yeah, this is what we had the conference in that we're inviting you for the conference. We'll be able to attend, although I did my interview online. And it told me that, yeah, you actually did what is right. So basically, I would reiterate again that make sure that you have every document that's required. If you're a PhD candidate, make sure that you submit for public. You have some publications belong to a professional body, and then yeah. So if you don't have publications, if for the masters, I remember I did not have one. For masters, is important. It's really important for masters. For PhD, is important. So yeah, thank you very much. And then if you have further questions on that, please can write on the. Thank you. Over to you. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Thank you very much, Humphrey, for very timely presentation and very key. to this thing. So, like I said, Humphrey and I share in the same PTDF DAD scholarship. So maybe I will also add to what very important information he has given. I will just add one or two things because I know most people here, since the application is on, are waiting to get tips on how to apply for this. So, point number one, to add to what Humphrey has said, this scholarship is not meant only for people in STEM. So even if you are not in sciences or engineering or mathematics, in non-STEM field, you can also get it. You can apply and get it if you know what to do. I have a friend here in Germany. He's from political science and he got PTDF. He got PTDF and got DAD. So if you are in education, if you're in political science, public administration, or even literature, what you do is you can say, okay, this is my field. So the best way to position me well, you create a story in your field to solve a Nigeria problem relating to oil and gas, then you stand a better chance. For example, there are two paths, MSc and PhD. So I don't have much experience in MSc, but Humphrey has spoken so well about that. For MSc, you submit what is called Statement of Purpose, SOP. And then for PhD, you submit a proposal. So these days, one of the big secrets is AI is available to solve all the problems. Just know how to use AI and you are good to go. So with AI, you can just fine-tune your SOP, fine-tune your proposal, and you are good to go. So when you go there, first stage is submit, you pass, they say you are invited for interview. When you go for the interview, you have the floor to convince them to believe that your proposal or your SOP will help solve the Nigeria problem. So very key, those in non-STEM can also apply, not only the sciences and not only people from university or academic. For example, I was a lecturer. Humphrey was a lecturer in Nigeria. So it's not only people who are lecturers that can get it. Even people who are not lecturers, people who are not in sciences can also apply. So the best thing is make your proposal very fine. Don't feel too big to ask questions. When necessary, ask questions, and then people will give you the right information. Just the way we have created the WhatsApp group. So I will not talk too much, but I've given some tips to add to what Humphrey said. Non-STEM, make an application. If you're in public administration, that's okay to make a law to see how you can make this law and make the Nigeria government solve a social problem in the oil and gas using your field as a public administrator, as an educationist, or as the case may be. So these are all possibilities. Then in writing SOP, under no account should you submit SOP or submit proposal without using AI. AI gives you idea that you now use your brain to restructure it and then make it more presentable. And then when you bring out this thing, just like what Humphrey says, study it in-depthly. When you go there, you just, convince them that, okay, this thing and you are confident about it and it will solve a problem in Nigeria, then you are good to go, you'll be selected. Sometimes, if you are put in the interview, you might not have all the criteria or all the points from your first degree, masters, as the case may be, but your ability to convince the interviewer about your proposal and your understanding of this problem and how you solve it, irrespective of your qualifications, this can make up for that and you'll still be selected. So please, you can use this as a target to solve the deficiency you had during your undergraduate or during your master's program. And more importantly, you have to back it up if it's for PhD with one or two publications. Luis will talk about that when we get to that part. So without spending too much time, we'll stop here. We'll make room for more interaction and then even at the WhatsApp group or private interaction as the case may be, and see how we can put you guys further information for this. So finally, to mention about PTDF. PTDF is, in terms of the finances, is one of the best in the world. The money PTDF pays you, you can compete with any scholarship in the world. That is the gospel truth. So this alone should also be another motivation. If you just see you have been selected for PTDF scholarship, just put your name in the list of millionaires in Nigeria. So this is a big motivation for you. Thank you. So we move to the next person, which is Tom Smith. Tom Smith, if you are here, I just had to wake him up from sleep, and I believe he's here now to make his presentation. So please go on. Tom Smith is from he's in Australia from University of Sydney. And by the way, let me also say that this is not a Cross River State thing. It's not a University of Calabar thing. You have people from the north, from the east, and from different states and from different universities. So it's good we are here interacting all together. I see a Nigeria thing. Thank you. Tom Smith, over to you.
All right, I'm coming. Hello, everyone, and good morning from my end here, and good evening to you all. My name is Tom Smith. I'm a PhD student here at the University of Sydney in Australia. I'm studying chemical engineering. Yeah. Let me share my screen so I can start presenting. This.
Tom Smith, you have 10 minutes. I hope you can manage.
Yes, I can.
Okay, good.
I'm trying to maximize my screen.
Yeah. Okay, see it down. Go down. I've seen it. Go down.
Can you see the slide?
Yes, yeah, by the last one. Go down.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so good morning once again. So I'm going to be talking to you about scholarships in Australia and basically why you have why Australia, the what, and basically what you need to do to gain a scholarship here in Australia. Okay, so yeah, I'll begin with Australia. You all know is a very big country, even though it's far away from every other place on the planet, but we are close to the east. We are close to Southeast Asia, of course. So we're not really that isolated, but it's still a very beautiful country. It's a good place, has good weather. Basically, we not to brag, but Australia has one of the best weathers on earth. It's all the year you can get all the amazing weather that you can ever think of. It's not so cold. It doesn't get so hot, and it doesn't get so extreme. So we don't really have good of that. So the weather alone, the environment, the population is small. We're just 27 million people here. So it's just like Lagos State alone for entire continent. So you see, and it has a lot of natural resources. It has a lot of things. So there is both finances. There's a good standard of living for everyone. There is unemployment that is less than 2%. There is infrastructure. The government is good, and people are good, and crime is not a thing. So there is several advantages for studying in Australia or for being in Australia. So it's a country that you really want to come to and you will enjoy staying here because it's amazing to be here. Okay, so I'm going to proceed further. So the agenda, I'll be talking about the requirements for both masters and for PhDs, and then the scholarship that we have available, and then how you can actually strategize to get the scholarship in very short time here. So the thing is, like I said earlier on, why Australia education? Australia has been able to build a strong foundational education that is competitive with both the US, with Asia, with every other country you can think of on earth. So that's why it's one of the first world countries as well. Okay. So all of Australian universities, the top 20 Australian universities are all in the top 50 QS ranking by 2025. The top 10 universities in the world, the top 20 you can find in Australian university, like the University of Sydney, the University of Melbourne, they are all in the top 20, top 25 category. And even in the top 30, you find a lot of their universities in there. So that's to tell you that when you get a degree from Australia, it's very competitive. The degree you get from the US, it is competitive. The degree you get from UK, it is competitive whatever you get from Asia. So they have been able to build that reputation even to this day, and they strive to maintain that as time proceeds even further. So the one thing you must consider is that when you're doing a master's or you're doing a PhD, you want funding, and you want innovative environment. You want to be in an environment that provides the necessary things you need to conduct your research. And Australia position itself very well in that aspect. We have all the infrastructure you can think of, and we have all the
funding you can think of. So if you're doing your PhD or you're doing your master's, and if it is funded by the government or funded by the universities, you are 100% certain that you are going to get a decent amount of salary, you're going to get a decent amount of funding for your research. Whatever you need is provided for you. All you just need to do is to dedicate your brains and conduct beautiful research. And like, if most of you don't know, PhDs in the US and in other countries is maybe 4 to 5 years or even 5 to 6 years in some other places, depending on where you are and depending on what you actually study, right? Here in Australia, PhD is actually quite shorter. So we have like one of the shortest PhDs on earth. It's just 3.5 years. Your 4 years is if you cannot graduate, like we just have to give you the extra half years. Otherwise, it's 3.5 years. You finish your PhD, you must graduate within 3.5 years. So if you can't finish 3.5 years, then it goes to 4 years. So, and that's the maximum you can go. You can't go beyond 4 years, except you terminate the program or maybe start a different program entirely. Otherwise, 4 years is the maximum you can possibly have your PhD here, which is quite shorter when you compare it to other countries in the world. Okay, so again, why Australia? The lifestyle in Australia, it's most of I mean, I'm going to say this because we are from Africa, right? We are from Africa, and most of the people here on the group chat definitely we're from Africa. I don't think I'm going to have anybody from non-Africa here. Okay, so you know that in the US, in the UK, there is racism. I'm going to say that yes, it is. There is. They don't really, there is a thing as having segregation for people that look like you. That is not really visible, but it's in the surface. But the advantage here is that we don't have that type of society. Australia is a very multicultural society. You find everyone from everywhere on earth in this country. That's how it is. All the cities are built to be multicultural, so they accommodate people from everywhere. So you're not going to experience, you might not have those experiences that other people will have in other countries here in Australia. And we have a very high quality of living. Like I said, all of Australian cities, Melbourne, Sydney, Perth, Hobart, and the rest, they are all in the top 20 most livable places on earth. Even as of 2025, they are in the top 10. Most of the cities are in the top 10 most livable places. They're peaceful, they're beautiful and accommodating for everyone. And you have safety, and you find a vibrant environment that you can meet anybody from anywhere here in Australia. And they have the opportunity that will give you what is known as a post-study work visa. So when you finish your study, you have an option. You can either choose to stay within 2 to 4 years and work, which is a visa that is valid, or you can return to your country, or you can go to wherever you want to go to. But you have an opportunity that when you graduate, they're going to keep you here. You can stay here and work, and you can even transition from there to become a permanent resident. So there is high employment rates here. Greater than 90% of every, in fact, if you are in Australia and you don't have a job, it's because you don't want to work, and not that because there are no jobs or there is no opportunity for you. There is opportunity for everyone. In fact, they're even looking for more people, and more opportunities are opening as the cities expand, as the population increases, more opportunities are created and more people are even needed in the country. So it's just 27 million of people. So it's a small population with very huge opportunities and very huge infrastructure. So you see that when you match all of that into consideration, the standard of living is higher than a lot of other places. The income you earn is higher than lots of other places because you have a small population that has so much for them. So that is the advantages of, and why considering Australia, it's a big thing, and it's a dream that you should work hard to make sure it's, if you have the dream, make sure you realize it. Okay, so the requirement for a master's here in Australia is, if you apply for a master's, unfortunately, you might not be able to get a lot of scholarship for master's as you would for PhD. The scholarships here are mostly dedicated for PhD, but you can get partial scholarships for master's, meaning if you have 50% of funding from your own end or from any other way, then you can have 50% of the rest of the funding from Australia for masters. So for that, they require your academic CGPA, which is at least 5.5, or if you convert this to like 3.5 and above, mostly 4, because we are using a 7 points CGPA scale here. So that's why I put 5.5 over 7. So if you are to relate this to Nigeria, which is a 5 points CGPA, we are talking about second class, upper, and first class. Okay, which is is reasonable for everywhere. Okay, so if you're going to study here, you need English proficiency, which the minimum requirement is 6.5, or TOEFL, which is 79 as a minimum requirements. And additional work experience is also needed. Like for instance, people who have already left the universities and have worked for some time, you can still get a master's in Australia, because Australia don't really segregate in terms of wanting to employ only fresh graduates. So it's not only people who just left the university yesterday or left the university a few years ago that can actually apply to come into Australia. So even if you already have a work experience and you left the university for a long time, you can still make it to Australia based on that, because your work experience will also still count if you have it. Okay, and then you need a visa, you need a proof of finances. So if you're coming for a master's, you need a proof of fund, and the minimum proof of fund is 24,000 Australian dollars upward. So and also a health insurance that you actually need. So these are like the basic requirements that they would require from you if you're coming for a master's. Now this is huge, because if you consider the cost, the expenses to get all of this together is going to be a lot when you convert the currency to Nigeria and the rest. So I would not really encourage people to come to Australia for a master's, because you might not get the funding that you need, except if you're really wealthy and you can actually sponsor yourself for a master's. Otherwise, the advice here would be get a master's from Asia, get a master's from China, get a master's from anywhere, get a master's from Nigeria, get a master's from UK, get a master's from anywhere you can actually get it. And then after you get a master's, you can come to Australia for a PhD. So let's proceed with the PhD. So for the PhD requirement here in Australia, you need a master's degree. It's non-negotiable. Australia doesn't give admission. Australia only gives admission to the people who study their undergraduate here in Australia. So if you study your undergraduate here in Australia, you can finish undergraduate and start a PhD straight away. That's the condition that you have your bachelor's in Australia. But if you do not have a bachelor's in Australia, you must have a master's before you apply for a PhD. I personally had a master's before I got a PhD admission here. So you get your master's from elsewhere and then you come here for the PhD. So for the PhD, we require masters by coursework and masters by research. So if you're doing a master's abroad in any other place, make sure that your master's is at least greater than 25% of it is research, and greater than and the rest of it is coursework. So the masters by research and coursework combined it to not only masters by coursework. If you if you do only masters by coursework, you might not get the research experience needed for the PhD. So I would advise anyone who is doing a master's abroad that has intention to come to Australia to make sure that you participate in some research during your master's. Is going to boost your application here. And here also your CGPA in this case, 75 to 80%. So mostly they require for your master's, it should be a distinction. So if you have a distinction in your master's, the better it is, which of course is easier to have a distinction in a master's than for a bachelor's. Okay, and they might not really consider much of what happened in your bachelor's degree if your master's is already excellent. So you're going to need a research proposal. So you need a research proposal of 1,000 to 2,000 words for you to study in Australia. So aside from the master's program, you need a research proposal. Is like, what do you want to study? What topic? You explore the topic and how that's going to be important to you. This is not about topic for your country. So in this case here, it's about topic that aligns with Australia. So Australia doesn't really give you the opportunity to come and study what will be beneficial to your country, but it gives you the opportunity that you will study what will be beneficial to Australia. So your proposal must align with priorities in Australia. So you are coming to build to this society, to enhance this society, not to study something that is a problem in Nigeria. So if you're writing your proposal, make sure your proposal is for Australia, not for your own country. Okay, and then you must secure a supervisor. So that's the tricky part, is you need a supervisor first. After your proposal is ready, you need a supervisor. You need someone to agree that I'm going to be your supervisor before you even apply to a PhD here in Australia. And then your references, which is your referee, your recommendation letters, and publications, they are very essential. So the basic requirement that you need to get a PhD in Australia is you have a master's degree, you have a supervisor that is willing to accept you, and you have good people to write good recommendations for you, and you have publication record. Publication is non-negotiable in Australia. As far as a PhD is concerned, they consider your research experience through your publication. So they require that. It's a requirement for you to apply for a PhD and also get funding. Without publication, you might not make it to getting funding. You might get the admission, but you might not get the funding without publication. It's very important here in Australia. Okay, so there are scholarships that are available here in Australia, and I just highlighted the basic ones here. There are lots of other scholarships you can find within faculty levels and other levels in your universities. So we have the RTP scholarship, we have the Australian Awards, we have Destination Australia, we have the Endeavour scholarships, and we have the specific, university-specific scholarships, which they are too much for me to be included here. So I did not include the university-specific scholarships. I only include the general scholarship that anyone can apply for international student. I'm holding the RTP scholarship from the University of Sydney, and there are other scholarships that people actually apply for, can get. So the thing here is, for your scholarship, the requirement is that you need to first of all get an admission to an Australian university. So after getting an admission to Australian university, then you can now apply for the scholarship. So it's not like the US where you apply for admission and then they give you scholarship directly. Here you apply for admission first. After you get the admission, then you proceed to apply for a scholarship. So it's a two-step process, and the tip here is to align your application to the scholarship that you're going to apply for. So in fact, your application to the university could be general. It's very easy, just online. And then your scholarship is where you have to tell your essay and your why and whatever it needs. You have to tell that to the requirements. So their scholarships, they are for different purposes, right? So like the ROTP scholarship is basically for high achieving researchers and people who have a lot of research experience. So your research experience is going to be an important consideration for you to get the RTP scholarship. So they need you to get high quality publications to prove that you deserve the scholarship. So it's not just a merit-based scholarship based on your CGPA alone. It's a combination of both your CGPA and then your research. And your research impact kind of takes a higher amounts of percentage in terms of the consideration than other documents that you will be submitting. The next is Australian Award. Australian Awards also considers that for both citizens of eligible countries, it's a Commonwealth. Most of the time, it's scholarship that is dedicated to Commonwealth countries, because Australia is among the Commonwealth countries, like the UK and some other Commonwealth countries. Okay, so they have that partnership. So if you are from one of those countries, the Australian Awards is basically dedicated to that. And there, in that case, it's focused more on your essay. So in that case, your statements of papers become more important than your research experience. Okay, so that's going to require you to develop a strong essay. So this is mostly given to people who, you have a great deal of leadership ability. You've done some significant impact to the community and the rest of other things, and you're able to translate that into how studying in Australia is going to link up between your country and this country, or within this country, and how you can improve the communities here. So that's it's mostly based on your community engagements and your leadership engagement, and then how you're able to sell that through your essays. Okay, then Destination Awards, of course, it gives you the opportunity to study in regional areas. So it's instead of coming to the cities, it takes you to the regional area, okay, which is also not a disadvantage. It's not that you're taking you to the village. There is no village. Even the villages don't look like villages, okay? So it's scholarship that is dedicated for people who want to study in places that are not in the top places that people want to visit in Australia, right? Australia is a very big continent, right? So mostly everyone is going to look at the University of Sydney, the University of Melbourne, which are in a city. But if you step out of the city and you go to the regional areas, there are universities which are also still very good universities sitting in those places that are not very common. Okay, so they kind of give scholarships that focus on people who want to go to those kind of areas. Okay, then the next is Endeavour. Of course, the eligibility is this one mostly purely decided based on leadership potential. So if you demonstrate good leadership, they can give you a scholarship that is really high. You can see 272,000. That's a lot of money there for you. So the thing with Endeavor is that you have to be a leader. You must demonstrate strong leadership potential, and you must demonstrate a detailed project plan in this case. Okay, so here your project and your what you've done before will decide. So what type of project do you want to do here in Australia? That's going to decide whether you get the Endeavor scholarship or not. And of course, there are still other numerous university scholarship that you can search for from the Australian universities. Okay, so Australia totally has up to 100 universities, and you can find each of those universities on the internet. All of them are on the internet, both the small ones, the big ones, and everything in between. And I can assure you, each of those universities have funding for you. So you search for them, search for the courses that they offer, and you apply for them, and you're likely to get it if you have the requirements. Okay, they are not biased in terms of considering people. They are only strict with getting your requirements. You must meet the requirements, and you must have what they're looking for, and you must be the right person. And then everything is history. Okay. So
Please, can you go
the
to conclusion so that
okay,
you
so
share your
the
slides with with on the platform so that people
definitely you
take a look.
can find all of this information on this slide here for each of
Also,
the scholarships.
Henry, that you also share your own, please.
Okay, so each of them has specific requirements, and once you stage for requirement and you meet one of them, you can proceed to apply. Okay, so I'm already concluding. So the thing here with Australia is that Australia offers a top education that is competitive to every other place you can find on earth. And if you meet the requirements, you need a strategy, and then after your strategy, you proceed to apply. So the simple strategy I would say is that get a master's degree from other places, and then use that opportunity to come to Australia. That's the advantage. So people who don't want to stay in China, in fact, as a testimony, I have 2 students already in Australia who came from China. They are Nigerians, but they were doing a master's in China, and from China they have moved to Australia. Okay, so that's like easy part. It's going to be more easy for you to come from China to Australia than coming from Nigeria. Okay, but if you have good research experience, you can come directly from Nigeria like I can. But if you don't have good research experience, go study in China or in any other place for your master's, and then after that you move to Australia. So thank you.
Thank you
Any
very
questions?
much, Tom Smith. We will come to question and answer session. So please, if you listen to all the speakers, everybody keep pointing directly to research experience. So this is very important. Most of us came out here through the research group we all found ourselves when we were still in Nigeria. So that is the part Luis will be dealing on when we talk about making your CV competitive. So talking about publications to add to your CV, which will make you be selected or make a professor accept you to work in his research group. So Luis will deal with that now, and that will be the last speaker. But before that, let us give like 3 minutes to NS. NS is under Erasmus Mundus scholarship. Let him just share one or two experiences about Erasmus Mundus, so that we will know that it's not just PTDF, it's not just NDDC. There are a lot of options. Then you can select, and then we'll do follow up after that. And as if you are here, can you just unmute and say one or two things about your scholarship?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, my name is Ernest Echin, and I'm a second-year master's student at the University of Silesia in Katowice, Poland. I'm an Erasmus student, intermat. So I just have 3 minutes to share my little experience with scholarships and then the Erasmus program. So the Erasmus Mundus program is a European Union funded program that gives you the opportunity to study in at least 2 to 3 European universities. So during your study, your 2 years of masters, you can do your master's degree in like 2 universities or 3, depending on the program. So My program, I did my first year in Italy, and I resumed for my second year in Poland in October last year. So I'm currently doing my second year now. So most of the Erasmus Mundus programs are either joint masters. So it means the three universities you did your masters will give a joint master's degree. And then most of the programs are double master's degree. Like mine is a double master's degree. So I have one from Italy and then one from my current school. So it's a very nice opportunity to have. You have the opportunity to travel, learn cultures, meet people, learn languages, and then develop yourself as well. So it's that nice, and then it's competitive. So and then all the speakers have, I think they've hammered on all the major points that we need to prepare ourselves, try to get research papers if it's possible. I studied mathematics and statistics at the University of Calabar, but I was opportune to join a research group in University of Calabar, and I was opportune to collaborate with other researchers, learn the tools, and then I was able to publish as well. So those things give me advantage and then edge towards my applications. And then I also add that if you are able to learn more tools like programming tools as well, they will still add up to the things you know, because like we all know, the world is evolving technologically. So we need to also have ideas of how these tools work, since in different areas we mostly face big data and then we have data coming up. So how you analyze them and how you do your research and all that with data. So I I I I will try to put on the link the list to like all the catalog of Erasmus programs we have. We have more than 200 Erasmus Mundus programs. So it does not mean if you are in science, mathematics, chemistry. So even if you studied sociology or literature or law, there's a program for you. So you just have to sit down and go through the catalog, write out the programs that aligns to your undergraduate study, and then you go to each of these programs, because all Erasmus programs have their program website. So mine is Intermath. That's mathematics for interdisciplinary studies. So there is Intermat's website. So that's where you see all the information about the programs, their requirements, what they want, what they need, and it will help you to prepare your applications. So you don't prepare your application for Intermat with somebody that is applying for MathDix. So MathDix is like mathematics for data science. So it's kind of different from Intermat. So somebody that is applying for neuro data or neuroscience will make an application based on what the program wants. So if you go to the catalog, you can write out those programs that you can have. You can have up to five, six, or up to 10 programs that align to your undergraduate studies. So you just write them out, and then your job is just to do the research and then go through the program websites and then know what they want, and then you prepare your applications and then you apply. So it gives you the opportunity to travel. So you can travel. I was in Italy, I came to Poland. Early this year, I traveled to Germany and I traveled to Netherlands. It's not because I studied there, but that's the leverage. That's one of like the benefit of being in EU. With your residence permit, you can go to these EU countries and then just go and come back and have your vacations and come back. So that's it. I think I've exhausted my 3 minutes, and if you have more questions, you can drop them on the group. I will try to answer you, and then thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ernest. So we go to the final speaker, who will address virtually all the issues that have been pointed to us about research, research, research. So over to you, Luis.
You keep me waiting. Oh. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
we can see.
Do you need to see me?
We don't
Yes,
need
sir.
your face. The screen is okay.
Okay. So this is just a summary of um, maybe uh, some of the highlights of the research group. So my name is Louis, and we have a research group in Cross River, and in both the universities in Cross River, the University of Cross River State and the University of Calabar. So in this research group, we basically use the principles of computational simulations to study so many systems that cut across various disciplines, you know. So you can join us physically. You can come to Calabar, join our research group and have some publication like 102 so that you can compete for the scholarship. So that is why I'm doing this presentation to tell you that there is a group in Cross River State, basically at the University of Calabar or the University of Cross River State, that you can come, learn, get publication, and design your journey. So we study so many systems in this group. So the first thing we do is we do drug design. Actually, when you synthesize some materials, and then we can apply it for drug design, and then we do some molecular docking and dynamic simulation. So, and then we have machine learning, some biological characterization, and see three of our publication published previously. And part of the drug delivery systems, we can do also design nanomaterials that can take drugs effectively to the target site. So we also do it in our group at Cross River State. We also do biomarkers for diseases. You can model some materials and then for extra non-invasive detection of disease, like maybe through sweat, breath, you can detect diseases. So we do that at Cross River State. And we can also detect toxic gases, design material to remediate and detect gases in the atmospheres. And then we're able to publish. Look at Tom Smith that talks, discussed with you from Australia. Yes, publication 2023, very good paper published in Nature. We can also detect persistent contaminant to remediate it in the environment. We develop materials and we do that. We can also design material for petroleum contaminant. Those of you that are wanting to apply for PTDF scholarship, you can come to Cross River and develop a good research with us, and then you can publish it, and that will give you a good advantage to obtaining a scholarship, especially the PTDF. Corrosion science and technology, Professor Wilfred is an expert in corrosion science, and look at his paper here. We published in 2021, and then you can also do that, enjoy that in our research group, and then that will help build your CV. We also design material for hydrogen storage, fuel cell. This is very high level research for battery technology in your system. We can design that too. For those in physics, optoelectronic materials, and then those also that are interested in solar cell design, we can do that. And we also publish good papers in that area. And those in engineering, especially mechanical, no, chemical engineering and civil, if you want to produce like pens, you want to produce like paper, that's what is called RSM optimization. You optimize the design procedure before going to lab. And we use these important softwares known as RSM. We do that. So although I'm still learning it, but it's a very good software in the engineering, I got it. We can teach you how to handle manuscripts, We teach you all these things, why paper get rejected. We teach you all these things, which is very good, so that your paper is being published, and then you get scholarship, We also teach you research ethics, plagiarism, AI, don't manipulate results, this good thing in research, which is very good. You need to learn it so that when you go to Australia, you are not a novice. This is one of my boss in Australia. And also, maybe this is not for you. So I want to thank the organizers of this event and also thank my vice chancellor and also the people that organize this event. Thank you very much.
Very extremely brief and very impactful. I will start. I will also start by saying that I'm in Germany today. I am who I am today because of this group. We started the group in 2019, and then we hear many people say they have applied for PTDF 3, 4. In fact, when I went for a PTDF interview, I met someone say he has gone 5 times and he has not gotten it. I went just once for PhD and I got it thanks to the research group because I went with publication and it made me. I stood out in the interview. I didn't spend up to 5 minutes. They said I should go. I thought they would deny me. I just got it. So these are some of the testimonies, both local and international. This group has sent more than 20 people abroad. Today, Gba is speaking from US. This guy, Tom Smith in Australia, Henry in South America, um, NS, and a lot of people, we are all products of this group. So the group didn't come from America; it came from us. Luis is not even a unique thing. Luis is from Adamawa State, where Providence brought us together in Calabar, and we started taking advantage of the opportunities that were available. So it's not rocket science. We learned everything. We sat down and learned all we wanted to learn. So uh, if you want to, you can do it. This day, you are not coming to learn the software. During our time when we started, we were learning the software and struggling to understand. The ones we couldn't understand, we wrote emails to the people that created the software and they gave us some guides. So now everything has been established. Luis is currently in Nigeria. So if you want to, you have a very good opportunity. Though, even if you don't meet him in person, there are a lot of people on ground now who are working in this research group, both at the University of Calabar and the Cross River State University. Even if you are not in Calabar, you can make contact and something will be done in your case. So this is the good news, and you also can travel. You also can walk across the line of poverty with this. Please, it's a very big opportunity. We don't need to. Nobody is a child here. It's your decision what you want to do with your life. So, having said this, we come to the end of this program. We move straight to. We'll take few questions. Others who, the ones we can address. You just raise your hand. We can recognize a few persons to ask their questions.
Can I I think I have gone through all the questions in the chat section. Maybe we can just through and just answer rather than they
Okay.
speak. Maybe, yeah.
Okay. Go on.
Yeah, I can see like a lot of questions already, and I was reading through because I have been responding to some of the questions. Like, do you need a publication to get a scholarship? No, it's not necessary, but it will boost your chances if that's how I'll put it. It will boost your chances, and you heard all the speakers emphasizing on having a strong CV. So, yeah, like in China, I think it's it's important to get like a first author publication or some good positions in an article. And then someone asked about I'm reading down. If scholarships are just for first class, no. And I saw someone that asked if it is for second class. No. At least I can say that scholarship is open for everybody. But if I should say, I can say that if you can be competitive, if you can get a CGPA from 3.0 above, yeah. But in other words, if you have these CGPAs, if you didn't make first class and you have other skills to show, it will give you present you a chance to be selected. And we said earlier that it is not a CGPA based something. It is open for everybody. Scholarship is open for everybody across every country that you're applying to. Get your academic record, be it 3.0 or second class or past second class or as it is. Get a strong CV. A strong CV means you have skill set, you have publication, you have done something to show for. Yes, your NYSC experience is a strong experience, your IT experience, your project experience, all of this gathered together So this makes you competitive with your CGPA. Yes, and sometimes they give opportunities for interview. And if you do your interview well, as Mr. Bison has said, it took him 5 minutes to win a scholarship, you can get your scholarship, whether you had 2-1, 2-2, or which other class of degree. Then in this section, in the chat section, I don't know, they're still pumping questions, so it is bringing me down to the most recent one. Someone asked about which countries gives PR. I stated earlier that basically the US and the G5 countries are the easiest country to get PR after your PhD, but other countries give PR too. And I also stated earlier that it's not only the financial benefits and the PR residency that you'll be considering for scholarship. Yes, and we also said about transiting from one country to other. So you can get scholarship in the country. You can get scholarship for an MSc or a PhD in a country that does not give PR. And after you gain this scholarship and study this year in 4 or 3 years in the country, you can switch to another country. You can also get scholarship in the US, UK, and the top 5 countries. Gaining PR is easy, but other countries you can switch and you can also get scholarship. You can also get the PR in these countries. Yes, somebody's asking, do the scholarship support dependents? Yes, most scholarship gives you room to carry your dependents. Yes. As far as you are fully funded scholarship, you can carry dependent in some cases. Then for the people that are asking for the research group link, you chat Mr. Bison, you link it up to join the research group in Calabar. And I think, okay, so maybe we can attend to people that have their hands
Okay.
up.
Thank you so much, Henry. Just we'll take a few hands that are up. Uncle George and Lucky, easy. So, George, just go quickly, and then Lucky quickly. Then we can attend to a few others before we close. George, are you there? You are muted in case you are speaking. Okay, maybe it's network. Lucky, are you there? Lucky, is it?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, go on. Very brief,
Uh,
please.
I want to use this opportunity to thank the organizers of this wonderful meeting. I am motivated the more when I see my fellow youths having this kind of opportunity is motivating me the more. So my question is, I've had some interaction with some supervisors, some countries. Some of them are demanding for additional programs. So I don't know if there are chances, or is it necessary that if you are done with your master's, you are to do other programs online? And which other program do you, and where can we get the access to those online programs that can boost our opportunity and create chances for us? Then secondly, the last presenter, they was showing some skills, which is a seminar. So I didn't get the link to that. I wanted to have access to him. So I don't know if you can help us with that.
Just okay, we'll address that. Just a quick one. What is your discipline?
Okay, I did plant science and biotechnology in Michael Okpa University. Then I did masters in Unizik pharmacognosy. Right now, I'm teaching in
Okay,
Tanzania
that is
University.
okay.
So
When you send your CV or application that and they ask for further skills on this thing, if you have just one publication that you are first author, it solves all those problems.
I have 2 publications already.
In which is it predatory journal or Scopus Index journal?
It's not Scopus, but
Yeah,
just
this is the problem. When you send your this thing to a professor and they don't consider these things as publications if it is not Scopus, and then this is what the research group you are talking about provides. You cannot go to this research group and publish. In fact, the more high top journals you publish, the more your chances of winning a scholarship. That's why we are making ourselves available. For example, I just came back from work and I'm sitting down here. I've not even stood up. And this is past 8. The same way with every other person. You could see Prof was driving in his car. Tom Smith just woke up from sleep. So we are making this sacrifice to help, not that we are making it to be paid. So the best way to handle this is find your way in any way you can and get one or two publications with from the group. You are in a very good field that will give you publication with ease. The only thing is you need to make some time available for yourself to define what your tomorrow will be like. That's the simple answer I will give you. You don't need to go and this thing they call people are hitting people and collecting money. It's not only Nigerian, there are Yahoo boys everywhere. So when you go online and you begin to click, you see some certain programs that tell you pay this, pay this, pay. Not that you cannot, you can do, but this one is far away from you to be getting the best out of it. So you have everything, the solution before your very eyes. So you can take advantage of it and see if you have just one or two. Just one that you are first author, you are good to go. Even if you don't have PTDF or local sponsored scholarship, you have a lot you can take advantage from. So, but for further inquiries, you can drop on the group. Then we will know how to address them or the right
Okay,
feedback
okay,
channel your
okay.
complaints to.
Thank you very much.
Okay, the next person I don't know. There's no name here. Xiaomi phone. Can you unmute and ask your question very quickly, please, so that we'll conclude. Okay, this person has dropped his hand. So any other? Uh, sorry?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
go
sir.
on.
My name is Mary Ode. I wish to know that the skills you talk about must it be related to your discipline? Like
No,
me, I did nursing. Must it be related to my discipline?
no. In nursing,
Okay,
like
sir.
when Luis was presenting, he mentioned different fields in biomedical sciences, but oil and gas, in CO2, even non STEM programs. We can design something for you to help boost your this thing. That when you are talking of going for PhD, the additional skills that counts more is to have a publication. So every professor wants to see that you have research experience. This is what they're interested in, not to go and do safety course and you think that this will really speak for you. Research experience is what counts most if you are going for a graduate program. So nursing, you are very good to go if you want to take advantage of it. Modi,
All right.
Catherine.
So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very
After
much.
that, Julia, then when you ask this question, Luis can address them. Ask your question.
All right. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone here. I want to say that I'm one of the happiest to have this opportunity, and I want to thank the brains and the people behind this very wonderful initiative. It's one of its kind, and I pray that it continues like this. It shouldn't be a one-off thing. I want to ask, in terms of recommendation, because I heard one of the facilitators mentioning about recommendation, how you should have a good relationship with your lecturers and professors in school. So, in terms of recommendation, what do you advise? Who should we get? Which is the highest, or who are we to get recommendation that will give you an
Just
opportunity to get it?
I get your point. Let me quickly say this before Luis, because this is a very important question. Recommendation speaks a
Okay.
lot about your application. So in most cases, I've been writing, Luis has been writing, Professor Mori has been writing. But it's good that someone who knows you writes recommendation for you. We have written for so many people whom we know. Some were our students in Unical and some we just got to know somewhere else. But that does not mean that when the need becomes necessary, we cannot write for you. So we can make sacrifices to write for people, at least whom we know that they are serious and about this process and we have a fair knowledge of them. This we can do. Outside that, it's good also to make use of your teachers, those who taught you when you were in school. This is a very good opportunity also. So, Luis, if you have something, otherwise, the next person can ask before you address. Julia Defani.
All right, I'm okay. I'm okay. Thank you so much for the response. Thank you.
Okay, should I add on the recommendation?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, basically, to be
Okay.
honest, if someone is not a member of our group, I don't give letter. Yeah, because recommendation letter is very serious that you don't just give it to people. Except people, not even students you even teach in the class. Yeah, you have to have a very good relationship before you give the letter. And so that is why, for instance, in Saudi Arabia, I can confidently say that it was my letter that gave Emma that scholarship. Because what they do is that they go online to check the Scopus index and citation of your supervisor and his relevance in the scientific world, especially in Saudi scholarship. I know Saudi, they pay very well. Do you understand? So they jump the student. So it's not anybody that you just go and meet to give you letter. You understand? So that means you have to build the relationship with people that you see that they are academically inclined. Maybe in your university, some people are very okay and doing well in academics. Go and make friends with them and let them mentor you so that they give you letter. But believe me, maybe some of them will tell you no because they know the importance of that letter. And what I also do in this research group is that I also tell our collaborators in Tunisia, in South Africa, and others to give letters to our students so that it's not coming only from Nigeria, only from Futo, only from wherever you are. It's also coming from maybe China, it's also coming from US, it's also coming from reputable professors. Like for instance, we have a very good relationship with some research group in Tunisia. And that man is an emeritus professor of material chemistry and crystallography. When he signed that letter like that, it is good because when the competition gets tougher, they abandon everything and look at who gave you that letter. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much for the
Okay,
response.
we can go ahead to the next person, Juliet, George,
Okay.
and then Professor Mori. If you
Juliet
have
is on the
something to
line.
say also, when these
Juliet,
people ask, you can
please.
also say something.
Juliet
Juliet,
is on the
yeah,
line.
okay.
Okay. Good evening from here. Thank you very much. I want to say a very big thank you to the organizers of this program. Honestly, I can say that the program is organized for me. Prior to this time, I've been having serious problem on how to put one or two together, especially in the area of writing SOP. I started this scholarship effort last year, but I don't have anybody that can even give me a guide on how to go about it. I've been struggling on how to write SOP because my area of interest has to do with a school in Canada, and they said their SOP has to be like a story. You need to tell your story. And I didn't know how to go about it. And along the line, I was a little bit discouraged because I didn't know how to do it. But thank God for today. It was just a friend of mine that said, I should join. And I joined. And I never knew we have this kind of brains around us, especially our people that want to add value to us, that want to take us away from poverty and do great and mighty things in our. I don't know how to really say it, but I want to say that God will bless you people for seeing the need that, yes, we need to move forward in life. I'm really grateful. Then the second one is this. I did my master's in Unical, and it's been a long time, just like someone said. And I've lost track with any of the lecturers that can give me recommendation letter because that was one of the requests. And I don't know how to go about it. I want to make a passionate appeal if anyone can be of help to me. It was actually an MSc in finance. So I don't know anybody to help me and I don't know how to go about it. Please, I need help in getting a recommendation letter. And the next one I want to talk about is that I'm interested in this research group. I don't know if there's anybody that can tell me how to link. Although I stay in Abuja, but I wouldn't mind if I can get a contact and work hand in hand with that person because I really need to get the knowledge of research in anything I want to do. I want to believe it will take me away from stress in whatever course I want to pursue. So I want to say thank you very much. God bless you people and give you your heart desires in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you. Okay, we'll try as much as possible to make ourselves available. If you cannot, luckily we created a platform that all the speakers are there. You can reach any of us. Liz is also there. Professor Mori is there. Any other person is there. All the information you get on the platform. So
But for
further
the
information, if
recommendation letter, is there anyone that can be of help to me?
yes, Liz said something here. He said that he does not write recommendation letter until he knows the person or person is in the
No
group.
problem.
So this
Okay.
one, believe me, recommendation letter will not be a problem.
Okay, sir.
It's a very important document and very demanding, but we'll find a way out of it. The main purpose why we are sacrificing time and everything to do this thing is to help our fellow youths out there in Nigeria. We know the situation, so we develop time to
Okay.
help at our own cost. So we'll be if at the point you have reached that it's only recommendation letter that is your problem, we'll find a way to cross that bridge.
Okay,
Trust us
sir.
that we will do that.
All right.
Please,
Thank you very
Professor
much.
Mori, you have something to say always. Okay, we go iPhone 2020.
Hello. Did you ask
Yeah,
me?
I said, do you have something to say?
No, let anybody that wants to join the group should contact Mr. Henry.
Okay, iPhone 2020.
I'm sorry. So this is Super Bomb. Thanks so much for this great job you guys are doing. So I'm asking this question for my cousin and my other younger ones. To join the research group, is there any fee or anything like that? Because I know you guys have put in, you mentioned some softwares that you've used. So I just want to have an idea how much will be the cost to join the research group.
Yeah, the research group is not a business center. It's just for research and to train people. So we are not charging you for coming to join the research group. However, contact Henry. Henry, who spoke from South America, so he will be able to guide you with further information.
Okay, is
All right,
Henry's
but
phone number
just know
on
that
the
it's not the we are not doing business with it. We are just trying to share knowledge and to guide the youth for a better Nigeria and for some people who are interested to develop their career and become useful people in the society in their various field. That is the
okay,
purpose.
I'm sorry, the Henry's phone number is it on the shared WhatsApp group?
Henry is also on the WhatsApp platform. Just if you go there, ask a question, who is Henry? You see Henry will answer you, will
Okay,
identify. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. Too many hands. We should Elisha and then Mr. Amazing. Um, Lucky, can you drop your hand? You have asked your Elisha. Go on, Mr. Amazing, and then I think there was also George if he's still here. Otherwise, after Elisha and Amazing, we'll close. Elisha, are you there? If you're not there, Mr. Amazing, can you ask your question so that we close? This is beyond 2 hours.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening,
Please
everyone
straight to your
present.
question.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I just wanted to quickly ask, it's still about the research group. I actually studied computer science, though I studied as at a polytechnic. So, and I've not been able to go on. I've not been done my master's program yet. So, I'd like to ask, how can I get in touch with the research group since I've not been able to do my master's yet, and that won't be able to help me to probably process any scholarship programs?
It's still the same question. You just go to the platform, ask of Henry Edet, the speaker from South America. So he will give you
Okay.
further information. Yeah.
Thank you very
Or
much,
any
sir.
of us can also answer your questions. If you ask and then you don't get Henry's number, I'll personally send it to you.
Oh, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Elisha, are you
Bison,
there?
let me also add.
Yes, I'm
Doc,
here,
let
sir.
me also add. Bison, are you here?
Yes.
Yeah, so what I want to add is that we don't operate virtual membership because our hands is filled up. So even as you are thinking of joining our group, you have to think of coming to Cross River to come and do 1 week is with us. 1 week is okay. We don't do virtual, please. No, we don't have that time, please. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's very good. Yeah. So,
Sir,
Elisha,
I'm here.
yeah.
Good evening, sir.
straight to your question.
Right, so my question is about PTDS scholarship, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I graduated with first class from biochemistry. So I tried applying for the PhD ending early this year. From their requirements, my question is someone from biochemistry, see also, because it's like the focus is people for engineering. I don't know if you from biochemistry, you are also eligible. You can find a chance to apply for PTDS
I
get a
did
scholarship.
chemistry first
That is
degree and
my
master.
first question.
Can you just a quick answer? I did chemistry first degree and masters before I got PTDF to do my PhD. I also know of someone who did political science and he got PTDF. So it's not only engineering. It depends on how you arrange your application, either from to solve oil and gas problems in Nigeria. It's not only engineering or only sciences that can get PTDF. I'm just giving you a practical example. So,
Yes, sir.
I
But I don't know.
what?
I don't know if I can ask another question. I want to ask another question.
Uh-huh. Can you be fast, please?
Okay, sir. I don't know which of the scholarship now we can apply it. People like us from biochemistry now, apart from the PTDS, that we can stand a chance with a good SOP. And again, a friend tell me that you need publication. So is publication necessary for masters or only PhD?
There are more than millions. There are millions of scholarships out there for your field, millions all over the world. So you can apply for any of them. So you just need further guide on how to go about it. We'll try to provide that. Publication give you an edge,
All
but
right,
it's not
we
necessarily compulsory for masters, but it gives you an edge. So with this, Lucky Eze, he said he's in Tanzania, he's not in Nigeria to be physically.
Yes, yes, please.
Yeah, we'll
I
find a
have
way.
a challenge.
Find a way to sort that out. So finally, we will take one more question from
I have
George.
a challenge, sir.
What?
Sir, yes, I have a challenge. My challenge is that I'm not in Nigeria. So I'm in Tanzania currently now, and I want to join the research group.
Yes, we'll find a way around it and see what we can do.
Okay.
There are
Okay. Thank
collaborators
you.
outside the country too who are working on the same research group.
All right. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Okay, so the last question we'll take from George and then we'll close.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, all the panelists, for your detailed explanation on sourcing scholarship abroad and locally in Nigeria. Please, my question is this. I don't know if there is any chance once SOP and CV can be reviewed. I have a series of applications I'm doing right now, and I don't know if it's an appeal I'm making to anyone who is free to help out. Review
Okay,
my CV and my
that is a very good point. Mhm. Let me tell you guys something. Humphrey, I don't know if he's still here. Humphrey did his masters here in Germany with PTDF and finished. When he wanted to go for when he was applying for PhD, he asked me to send him my proposal I used for my PhD, and this proposal I've sent to so many people. And then many people applied for this PhD. Even those of us who came here in Germany, they sent and finished masters, but they didn't get it. Only Humphrey got it. So it's always good to have one or two persons to review your SOP or your proposals with you, and people who have experience in this. It's always very important. So with this, we will try our best to be available to see how we can help. Once you finish your proposal, if for example you send it on the group or you send it to me, if it's not my field or I don't have the time, it's not Luis's field or he doesn't have the time. We are more than 8 speakers here, and there are others who are also part of us who did not speak, but they are here. We have more than 20 others in different countries that we can send to, and then they also make sacrifices to be available to review them and give some input for you to make it more outstanding. So this we'll try our best to do. So with this, we finish. I don't know, Professor Mori, are you still there? No, he's not. Maybe he's not there anymore. Okay, I want to sincerely thank everyone, all the people that we struggled to put this together. This thing, like I said, about 3 or 4 days ago, when Madeline called me, what can we do to guide people? And then I called Luis, and together we put a call across to all the other speakers, and everybody tried to take the sacrifice to come. We have more than 120 people who attended this program. So this is just the first phase of it. We'll try our best to see going forward what we can organize again. There are various other things we need to talk about for you people to know. Information is power. So you need this information to guide you. You need this information to help you. And then most of the people you are well experienced to give you the information. Even those who do not want to travel through education route, we try our best to see what we can organize to give for bring other people who have traveled genuinely outside education route to different countries. So we'll organize more to see how people can speak and share their experiences for people to take advantage of it. So I thank Madeline, I thank Louis, Ernest, Tom Smith, Humphrey, Bear, Henry, Professor Murray, and everybody, and particularly to you, the attendees. It was a very short notice, and you people made yourselves available. I know in Nigeria it's not free data like the way we are using. I'm using free Wi-Fi now, but it's not the same case there. So you spend your data, electricity, everything to try to be available. So the sacrifice is worth it, and then as time progresses, we will reveal more things and we'll continue to provide as God will help us. So keep it up. The fire should be burning in you. There's an adage in my language that when you are putting your mind on something too much, the thing will become a reality. So when you take this, even those of us who are Christians, even in the Bible about how persistent you can be, and then it brings solution. So if you are persistent, if you are committed, and you see that okay, you are pursuing something, you want to get it. When you are becoming insistent on it, you will get it. That's one thing about the secret of going abroad. So if you want to go and you make up your mind and you are focused on it, you go and you get it. So the best route to travel abroad is education. The best and easiest route is education. That's why we are trying to do this. Going forward, we'll try our best. If you contact me, I don't respond immediately. I'm not the only person there. We are more than 8 here. Even there are some other people. If you contact me and I don't reply, or you send me something, I don't reply, I will forward it to someone else who has the time. Many people have contacted me and say, okay, I don't have that time and I don't have expertise in that discipline. I forward to NS, I forward to this person, and they try their best to provide some guide on those issues. If you cannot reach me, Luis is there, Professor Murray is there. You can also reach Modlin, who came with this idea, and then together we are working with every other person, and we will see what we can do. So thank you, and I appreciate your time also. We'll make the recording available so that you can listen to even after this. Thank you, and have a nice evening. Bye bye.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you, everybody.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bye bye. Bye bye.
Oh my God.